This is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we will have our discussion on the weekly transit results starting from July 11th till July 17th. So now friends, definitely for any weekly transit video, we follow the transit of moon. So moon will start the week from the Scorpio sign and will end the week in the Aquarius sign. But over and above that friends, during this week, there is a lot of planetary shift which is going to be taking place. Like Saturn in its retrograde motion is going to be entering back to the Capricorn sign. Venus will also be entering the Gemini sign on July 13th. And like Sun will transit to the Cancer sign, which will give rise to the Dakshinayan. And friends, Mercury is also going to be entering the sign of its enemy Cancer on July 17th. But friends, after even taking into consideration all these planetary shifts, this week also has got some auspiciousness attached to it as well. Like for all those people who believe in the Guru Shishya Parampara, and the role of Guru in their life has always guided them in their spiritual elevation. So we are going to be celebrating the upcoming full moon as the Guru Purnima as well. And friends, for all the Lord Shiva devotees, on July 14th, we will also see the auspicious beginning of the Hindu Shravan month as well. So like for all those people in whose case, if you have got any sort of Kalsar dosha in your chart, or you are going through any of the affliction of the planet Saturn in the form of Saturn Sadesati, or you have been single for a long time, you have been awaiting to find a matrimonial alliance of your choice. So I would say that even the worship of Lord Shiva during this holy month, and right from the very first day of the beginning of the Shravan month, can also bring the blessings and grace of Lord Shiva in your life. So okay friends, now we will start our discussion customized to all the rising signs. And like the way I always say this thing, friends, when we watch these kind of like weekly transit videos, they just tell you about that in which direction wind is going to be sailing. Like a lot will be dependent on like what kind of yogas you have in your chart and what kind of dashas you are currently going through. But taking into consideration these transit video and indicative results, they definitely give us this indication that in which way circumstances are going to be controlling or getting flowing all around us. So okay friends, now we will start our discussion customized to all the rising signs. So now friends, for all the Aries rising people, so now guys, in your case, just because Saturn is going to be retrograding back to your 10th house, so there is going to be a sudden break or sudden kind of change in the flow of the events at your work front, which you might have to experience. Friends, from the travel perspective, the week is going to be creating very positive energy for all the Aries people. Like if I were to also include the indicative results from the students perspective as well, like if you're going through your academics or you have to appear in any sort of competitive exam, so the week's energy seems to be a lot in your favor. The only concern over here is that friends, just because your 4th house lord is going to be starting the journey from your 8th house, and with the week ending in the sign of Saturn, transiting through the Saturn, so I would say that try to be very cautious in the matters of any property related dealings. And also there could be some sort of concerns and worries on the account of mother, some sort of concerns of insecurities and anxieties, specifically pertaining to the matters of the domestic life. Just because friends, Venus is going to be in a strong dignity, so I'm not seeing any vulnerability from the perspective of the relationship, like even for all those people who have been single for a long time. So for love, romance, matrimonial alliance and proposal perspective, the week's energy seems to be favorable. Like rather, even if you want to like buy any vehicle during this week, or any change in residence can also seems to be favorable. And I've already mentioned that travels will prove to be very much favorable. The only concern is that the inner emotional anxiety and insecurities might give you a little bit worries. And at work front, there could be sudden change in the flow or in the progress, the way things have been working or going on at your work front. So like let's say for example, if things have been flowing in a very smooth pattern, so suddenly there could be some deadlock kind of situation, or for all those people who have been from the past couple of days have been going through some difficulties, a lot of pressure, so they might feel some sort of relaxation during this week. So this is how the week's energy is going to be manifesting its results for all the Aries rising people. Now friends, for all the Taurus rising people, so now guys, in your case, moon is going to be starting its journey from your 7th house and is going to be ending the week right over there in your 10th house. So definitely friends, from the financial gain perspective, the week is creating some very positive energy for you guys, because your ascendant lord is going to be gaining momentum in your 2nd house during this week. Second thing is that friends, like if I were to say that even for all the hard work which you have been putting in from the past couple of days or weeks, so you might start experiencing the good results of all of your hard work. Now this thing is equally getting qualified whether you have your own business, whether you are in service or in any sort of freelance connected work. Regarding the matters of the travels, over there you have to remain a little bit cautious that in the pertaining to the matters of travels, there could be some difficulties, discomfort which you might experience. From the perspective of the matrimonial alliances, the week's energy seems to be a lot in your favor. And friends, like when we talk about from the students perspective or all those people who have to appear in any sort of competitive exam, so I would say friends that in the middle of the week, like the week will start in a very good pace, but by the end of the week there could be some sort of distraction which you might have to experience. So try not to get swayed away by being too distracted with the social media or with your hobbies or giving attention and time to your friends for any sort of leisure activities and all of that. So from the students perspective, by the specifically by the end of the week, I'm seeing little bit of the vulnerability. But for all those people who are in their business or for all those people who are awaiting for any matrimonial alliance, I'm seeing some very positive energy for all the Taurus rising people. Now friends, for all the Gemini rising people, so now guys, in your case, moon will start its journey from your 6th house and will end the week right over there in your 9th house. So definitely friends, from the perspective of the enhancement of the reputation, from the perspective of some professional success, some project or some goals which you have been targeting, specifically friends, because the journey which starts from the 6th house and end the week in the 9th house, generally a good sign, like it creates a good energy from the travel perspective, at work front, some sort of new titles, new responsibility, and successfully executing all those responsibilities. Like during this week, if you have to appear in any sort of competitive exam and all of that, so overall the week's energy seems to be a lot in the favor for all the like Gemini rising people. The only concern over here is that friends, just because Saturn is going to be making a shift from your 9th house to the 8th house, so the week like specifically like on Tuesday and Wednesday, there could be a little bit of the uncertainty. Like I would say that suddenly the shift in your morals, in your degree of optimism and motivation, so only if you can work on that. But apart from that friends, overall, like even during the mid of the week, I'm looking forward to some last moment travels or some good auspicious news which might also suddenly come to you. So overall the week's energy seems to be a lot in the favor for all the Gemini rising people, and specifically for all those people who are still students who have to appear in any competition during this week, and all the salaried professionals, people in corporate job and all of that, they can actually get benefited during this week. Now friends, for all the Cancer rising people, so now guys, in your case, moon will start its journey from your 5th house and will end the week right over there in your 8th house. So definitely friends, like for all those people who are engaged in any sort of research, artistic creative pursuit and scientific pursuit, all those people can get benefited. Rather, I would say that even if you are connected to the fields of technology as well, the week's energy seems to be a lot in your favor. Friends, definitely because of the strong dignity of like Jupiter and Neptune right over there in your 9th house, so luck is definitely guarding you, protecting you in all areas. But when we talk about from the perspective of the concerns and vulnerability to health, so specifically because in your case, moon is starting the week in a debilitation state, because moon in your case is your ascendant lord from your 5th house, which is also a very integral house of our intellect, our mental capabilities and all of that, and will end the week right over there in your 8th house. Like, so I would say friends that if I were to summarize the week, so regarding the health front, you have to remain a little bit cautious. Try not to beat yourself down with too much of the overthinking during this week, because friends, in any case, your Lagna is being ruled by the planet Moon, so you are emotionally very vulnerable, very sensitive, very volatile. And with this kind of planetary shift, too much shift which is taking place during this week, and Moon making a journey from your 5th house, getting conjunct on way to Saturn, and then ending the week in the 8th house, so it can give rise to some sort of insecurities, fears, and I can assure you that you will just kind of expand things or exaggerate things in your mind. So try to guard your emotional mental health. And I would say that just because for the Cancer people, like worship of Lord Shiva in any way seems to be very, very fruitful, very promising. So I would say that at the beginning of right from the day one of the auspicious beginning of the Shravan month, try to inculcate this habit of that. If during this week, you during this whole month, you should be doing that all the time, but specifically during this holy month of Shravan, or during this week starting from the July 14th, if you can do any sort of japa, meditation or worship or religious austerity devoted to Lord Shiva, so trust me, worship towards Lord Shiva, and with an empowered 9th house, it can actually help you or give you some sort of hope, some sort of direction, some sort of big opportunity in any specific area of your life where either you are struggling or you're working hard. So friends, overall, if I were to summarize regarding the health front, mental health front, the week's energy seems to be a little bit vulnerable, but for all those people who are connected with the fields of technology, research, scientific pursuit, any sort of even travels as well, all those people can get benefited during this week. And also friends, like for all those people who have to appear in any sort of competitive exam, you might have to work hard, but trust me, if you have been preparing and working hard from past couple of weeks, so your memory, your cognitive skills, your memorization will definitely do wonders for the student's perspective. And friends, like for all those people who have been awaiting any sort of matrimonial alliances, so I would say that there could be some sort of obstacles which you might have to encounter. Now, whether you talk about from the matrimonial alliances perspective, or for all those people who are in any sort of love, romantic relationship, so some sort of misunderstanding, miscommunication with the partner within the relationship. And also friends, from the perspective of any sort of investments, like investment in real estate, in stock market, so I would say that try to do things within your boundaries or within your capacity. Going overboard might become a reason of regret, so take some very contemplative, very wise decision pertaining to the matters of some important and big chunk of investments, whether in the stock market portfolio or whether in any sort of real estate dealings. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Leo rising people, so now guys, in your case, Moon will start its journey from your 4th house and will end the week right over there in your 7th house. So definitely friends, from the perspective of the enhancement of reputation, some sort of good professional development, progress, support, appreciation from your bosses, being able to execute any of the allotted work to you with complete perfection. So overall friends, from the career perspective, even from the travel perspective, now this could be work related travel as well, the week seems to be a lot in your favor. Like I'm not seeing you guys vulnerable in any front. And over and above that friends, because during this week, the Guru Purnima and the full moon energy is going to be influencing the matters of your 5th house as well. So I would say that if you're going to be in this mode of being very much devoted, religious and spiritual austerities, if you're going to follow that, and if you are working in the fields of any creative or any fields which require being inventive, being very original, so all those people can get benefited. Your creative faculties will definitely guide you in the right direction. Also friends, like pertaining to the matters of the 6th house, I just want to just say over here that regarding the professional front, and even for all those people who are connected with the service or any sort of corporate job and all of that, all those people can definitely get benefited. But pertaining to the matters of the 6th house, where we talk about loans, where we talk about conflicts and all of that, so that is a specific area like interpersonal relationship where you have to remain a little bit cautious. Like even if I were to say even regarding the matters of the matrimonial alliances, the week's energy seems to be little bit mediocre. So friends, if I were to summarize from the student's perspective, from any competitive exam perspective, from career, from job perspective, the week is not making you vulnerable. Like even in the matters of the domestic life or any sort of real estate or property related dealing perspective as well, the week is creating very positive energy. The only thing which you have to be concerned and being aware about is that try not to get into any sort of conflict with anyone. All those people who are in any case going through any sort of lawsuit or litigation, they might have to face little bit of the heat, because Saturn is going to in a retrograde motion is going to enter your 6th house. So those are the areas where you have to remain cautious. And also friends, avoid conflict, avoid any of the dealings of the loan or credit or borrowing, or remain very careful over there. So this is how the week's energy is unfolding for all the Leo rising people. Now friends, for all the Virgo rising people, so now guys, in your case, Moon is going to be starting the week from your 3rd house and is going to be ending the week right over there in your 6th house. So definitely friends, for anything to do with the matters of like if you are a freelance person, you are a self-employed person, for long you have been applying for a job, or you are awaiting any positive development in the matters of your promotion, or you have been eyeing for some new role, new responsibility. So overall friends, like the week is actually turning out to be that if your ongoing dashas are also running favorable and you are in that brink, in that crossroad, that you just want that go ahead, you just want that opportunity to come to you. So the week could promise that, because of the whole planetary churning out which is taking place during this week and the way it is personally influencing your rising sign. So definitely friends, even from the students perspective as well, I'm seeing some very positive energy. If you have to write any important competitive exam during this week, you can get success in all those endeavors. For all those people who have been single or looking forward to any matrimonial alliances perspective as well, so for any sort of matrimonial meetings and all of that, things can actually take a positive turn in your favor. Like even friends, from the perspective of some work related travel or gaining out of travel, making use of your influence, or like if in your line of work you have to give lot many presentations and all of that, so all those people can get benefited. The only vulnerability is that friends, which is going to stay like that for a while, which is about the vulnerability which is coming out from your 8th house. So friends, the one thing which I'm going to be repeating, at least till the time Mars is not going to move out of your 8th house, because friends, like the way if you follow all these videos, so like even Saturn right now is in a sensitive transition mode, and during this whole time Saturn is going to be transiting in the like nakshatra of the planet Mars, Dhanishta nakshatra. So it becomes very important the way you deal with the matters of the 8th house. So if in your lifestyle, you know, drinking and driving, being very casual, being very frivolous, or any sort of clandestine secretive activities, that could land you in trouble. So only if you can balance out the 8th house related vulnerability, all other areas of your life, and the way transit is influencing all the Virgo rising people, it is actually placing you, putting you in a state of like position of power and advantage during this week. Now friends, for all the Libra rising people, so now guys, in your case, Moon will start its journey from your 2nd house and will end the week right over there in your 5th house. So definitely friends, from the past couple of weeks, like the way I've been seeing this thing, that the kind of hard work you have been putting in, you might not be able to get the anticipated rewards and results of all of that. But trust me, starting from this week and the way the whole planetary churning up or shift is taking place, it might put you in a position of advantage or power. So definitely all the hard work which you have been putting in, that might start coming to limelight. So like whether you are in a job, you have been unemployed for past so many long time and you have been applying for a job, or for all those people who have their own business, you are a freelance person. So definitely friends, from the financial gain perspective, all the chances or all the kind of, you know, speculative way you have been trying your or dealing in the matters of your profession, so all of the chances taken by you in the past couple of weeks will start reaping rewards and positive results in your favor. Definitely friends, luck is supporting you. If you are specifically in any sort of corporate job, you are a salaried professional, so all those people can also get benefited. The only like if I were to say, the only vulnerability which I am seeing this week is that try not to get into any sort of conflict with someone, because the week is creating an energy that any misunderstanding, any outburst, any impulsive behavior might have or might create this energy of enmity which might bother you for a long time. So try to avoid any conflicts in the matters of relationship. Definitely friends, the week is creating some very positive energy, like because the way the whole churning up is taking place in the matters of your 7th house, so suddenly getting introduced to someone, suddenly some match or some like matrimonial prospective partner enter your life, or things take a positive leap. So regarding the matrimonial concerns, the week is creating positive energy. Any sort of property related dealing during this week can also prove to be very fruitful, whether you are a realtor as a profession, or whether you are on a house hunting, or you want to sell out your house. So overall friends, in the pertaining to the matters of the real estate, the week is creating positive energy. The week also seems to be very much in favor for all the students, like there could be some like some sort of work related travels as well. So now friends, overall if I were to summarize, whether from the spiritual perspective, whether from the students perspective, or for any sort of recreational perspective as well, I am actually seeing some very active, socially very vivid, very vibrant week for all the Libra rising people. Now friends, for all the Scorpio rising people, so definitely friends, in your case, moon will start its journey from your rising sign, from your 1st house, and will end the week right over there in your 4th house. So definitely friends, the week is creating a very transformative energy for all the Scorpio rising people. Like I'm actually looking forward to some sort of new relationship, meeting new people, new revelation regarding your existing relationship. So that is how the week's energy is going to manifest in your case. For all those people who are in any sort of art or entertainment related or connected fields, all those people can get benefited. So friends, if I were to summarize, I'm actually seeing you getting benefited in the matters of the 5th house. Now whether you are a student or in any sort of love, romantic relationship, any sort of speculative nature of work, so all those people can actually get benefited. In the matters of the domestic life as well, there is going to be a source of relief which you will find dealing in the matters of your family life. Like there could be some like people or near and dear relatives who might also get gathered up at your home, or some auspicious gathering at your home front. So overall friends, like if I were to summarize, I'm only seeing little bit of the transformative energy in the matters of your, like whether we talk about from your goals perspective, or even in the matters of the financial management, like you might have some other plans to place your money in certain ventures, but the circumstances or the flow of events might make you change your decision at the 11th hour, at the last moment. So this is how friends energy is going to manifest. Try to avoid any conflict which is getting qualified in your case as well, because as you can freely see, your 6th house right now is in a very accentuated state. So any sort of rash or aggressive behavior like this could be with your juniors, with your subordinates, might land you in trouble. So try to avoid that sort of approach and attitude. In the matters of relationship, the week is creating some sort of mediocre energy. So this is how I'm seeing the energies or the results coming in for all the Scorpio rising people during this week. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Sagittarius rising people. So now guys, in your case, moon will start its journey from your 12th house and will end the week right over there in your 3rd house. So definitely friends, for initiating any important projects, for all those people who are in their own business, you are a freelance, you are a self-employed person, so all those people can definitely get benefited. Like if you actually want to initiate some very important project of yours, so you can consider this month for any sort of important meeting, starting a new website, or any work related travel. So all those prospects will definitely prove to be a lot in your favor. Like also friends, like when we talk about regarding the matters of the finances as well, so there could be some sudden break which you might experience at the beginning of the week, but by the latter half of the week, things will start again coming back to the normal front. And also friends, like this week is also creating some very positive energy for enjoying that active social life as well, for socialization, inviting people over, meeting your friends, or getting in touch with all of the people in your circle of influence. So I would say that the week is creating some very positive energy. Try to make the best use out of that. And even pertaining to the matters of relationship, from the students perspective as well, even if you have to appear in any sort of competitive exam as well, so the week is creating very much positive energy for all the Sagittarius rising people. Moving ahead, friends, now for all the Capricorn rising people. So now guys, in your case, moon will start its journey from your 11th house and will end the week right over there in your 2nd house. So definitely friends, when we talk about from the perspective of any sort of important financial decisions, so that you have to take with lot of caution, because friends, during this week your ascendant lord is going to retrograde back and come right over there in your 1st house. So for any important lifetime decision, now this could be pertaining to the marriage, this could be considering to buy a home, or any sort of important lifetime decision, if that is getting qualified in your case, you have to take that with lot of caution, lot of care. Also friends, like when we talk from the perspective of students, the week is creating still a kind of a positive energy. Like I would say that moreover from the working professional perspective, like specifically if you are a salaried professional, so all those people can get benefited. Like for long you have been applying for a job, so all those people can get benefited. Like all the hard work which you have been putting in from the past couple of weeks, you might start experiencing the good results of that coming in your way. The only vulnerability is that friends, from the mental tension and the stress perspective, you have to actually guard your energies, because you might exaggerate things right within your own mind. So over there you have to remain a little bit cautious, careful. Like even if I were to say, even I'm not saying that the matters of your, like, because in your case friends, Mercury has got the rulership of your 9th house. It is the lord of your house of fortune, and if you will see that Mercury during this week is also going to be in a state of agitation the moment it is going to enter your 7th house. So regarding the matters of the business and the relationship is something which you have to take with lot of contemplation, lot of care. This is not a very positive week's energy for you to leave things on luck or leave things on destiny. So friends, if I were to summarize for all the salaried professional perspective, at your specifically people connected with the fields of service, job, multinational organizations and all of that, all those people can get benefited. Try to guard your mental energies and take any important lifetime decision with proper contemplation, with proper care during this week. Now friends, for all the Aquarius rising people, so now guys, in your case, as you can fairly see that moon is going to be starting the week from your 10th house and it's going to be ending the week right over there in your 1st house. So now friends, just because your 10th house lord is going to be in a very strong dignity, so I would say that this week is creating a positive energy for any investment, any of the matters of your domestic life, any of the concerns or dealings of the real estate and all of that can actually prove to be very much favorable. Also in the matters of love, romance, anything to do with the, like for the students perspective as well, the week is creating some very positive energy. The only thing is that friends, just because your ascendant lord in a retrograde motion is going to enter your 12th house, so there could be sudden break in all the smooth flow of all of your planning. So whatsoever you have been planning, because I have already mentioned this thing, like when I uploaded this video on Saturn's transit to the Aquarius sign, that this is just going to be a trailer phase. Whatsoever Saturn is going to give you a sneak preview, the ultimate result will start manifesting only from the next year onwards. So during this time now, because whatsoever you have been planning, the moment Saturn enter your 1st house, now it has retrograded back to your 12th house during this week. So you might suddenly find a abruption or a sudden break in all of your plannings. So friends, if I were to summarize, pertaining to the matters of the relationship, I'm not seeing you guys vulnerable. Any of the matters of the domestic life, even from the students perspective, any sort of recreational aspect, people connected with the fields of technology, art, entertainment, all those people can get benefited. Only vulnerability is coming in the matters of little bit of the vulnerability on the account of the health and whatsoever you have been planning or the way life has been sailing or moving ahead, there could be some sudden breaks or obstruction. But the beauty over here is that your discriminatory intelligence will definitely guide you in the right direction. So this is actually a week for you that you can actually generate a opportunity in the face of the a conflict, resistance. So make yourself or prepare yourself in this way that the way things are gonna manifest or happen during this week, there is definitely some hidden opportunity which might be lying within those resistance which you might face during this week. Now friends, for all the Pisces rising people, so now guys, in your case, moon will start its journey from your 9th house and will end the week in your 12th house. So definitely friends, because the way a week's events are planned, all the auspicious events are scheduled at the first half of the week only. So definitely during the beginning of the week, your morale is going to be all time high. Any sort of religious austerity, like your mind is definitely going to be very much inclined towards all these religious and spiritual austerities, and you will definitely get benefited because of that as well. So during the first half of the week, luck will definitely support you. Like during this week, if you have to schedule any important meeting, or if you are a student and you have to appear in any competitive exam during the first half of the week, so things can definitely turn out in your favor. By the end of the week, I'm seeing little bit of the vulnerability pertaining to the matters of the health. So over there you have to remain little bit cautious. Also friends, because in your case Saturn is going to be retrograding back to your 11th house, so there could be sudden obstruction. Like when we talk about, try not to remain too much dependent on other people. Like whatsoever your goals, your plans are, try to remain little bit consistent with them, and also like try not to delegate a lot on people around you. Try to be self-reliant during this week, and this kind of approach and attitude will actually give you better results. So definitely friends, even pertaining to the matters of real estate, or all those people who are awaiting any sort of matrimonial alliances and all of that, so the week's energy seems to be a lot in the favor for all those people. So this is something friends which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs for all the rising signs for this weekly transit results. For furthermore updates and notifications on the divine signs of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Dhanyavad.